everyone. Well, here we are in the third week of looking at our passage from 1 Corinthians chapter 15, where Paul has shared with us what's the most important thing to hold fast to about our faith. And we've discovered that it's Jesus' death and resurrection that is so important. And without it, our faith just doesn't make sense. And so we discovered last week that there was enough evidence for us to really see that it is true and that it really matters that Jesus did rise from the dead. And so this week we come to that question. The question is, so what? So what? What does it mean for me for now and for me forever that Jesus did rise from the dead? What hope does his resurrection mean for us? One of the so whats is completely exciting. Now, I had some exciting things happening in the garden this week, and I wandered outside and Freddie had some comments about my excitement. Have a look at this.
Just to let you know, I think Mum's gone mad.
Freddie, I'm so excited because of my Brussels sprouts. Do you remember we planted them in the first lockdown?
Oh yeah, they look great.
Look at them, show them. Whoa, they're just beginning. The first fruits of our Brussels sprouts. How cool's that?
Very cool.
Well, I know Freddie thought I'd gone a bit bonkers, but actually I was delighted to see what's called the first fruit of my Brussels sprouts, because that makes me know for sure that there's more to come and we'll be Brussels sprout ready for Christmas, which is what we all really want. Now, it's a little bit like that in our passage today, in that Jesus is called the first fruit in another version of the Bible. It means that because Jesus was raised from the dead, we know that we can trust that there's more to come for us, that we too are going to be raised from the dead. So when we all die one day, that's not the end for any of us who love and follow Jesus. Listen to 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 23. But everyone will be raised to life in the right order. Christ was first to be raised. When Christ comes again, those who belong to him will be raised to life. Now, I can get excited about Brussels sprouts, but I can get way more excited about the so what truth that because Jesus was raised, we know that one day we too will be raised to life forever. Well, the second answer for our so what is just as good news as the first. Not only is resurrection coming for all Jesus' followers, but God's got a plan to end all the sad and bad things that happen in our messed up world. Things that happen because we're not following God. But one day that is going to change. Are you ready? Verse 24 says, "Then the end will come. Christ will destroy all rulers, authorities and powers, and he will give the kingdom to God the Father." Because we believe in a resurrection hope, because it's not the end, we know that God is going to deal with the sad and bad things at that time. Well, I know that I'm part of the sad and bad things. I know that I sin. And I know that some people, if they're honest, will also say that that's part of them. And I wonder if anybody's brave enough to show us some of those things.
Oh, don't you find Mary really annoying? Ugh, she has no friends. She's just so annoying. Oh no.
There she is. Watch this.
Go push her in. Yeah, go on, push her in.
I'll push her in.
Alright, Simpsons time.
I'm watching the football.
Yeah, but it's not fair that you always get to what you want to watch.
Or it's not fair.
Hey, actually, it's Bake Off tonight, so we're watching that instead.
That's not
fair. You always get what you want. It's so not fair.
Hey, Steph, I brought you a snack to keep you going.
Oh. Thanks.
That's okay.
My favourite.
What is this?
Ugh. Take it away.
Thank you so much, everyone, for helping us and reminding us of some things that we probably can all relate to. At times, we are often mean to each other. We sometimes argue at home and outside home. And sometimes we're rude when other people are being kind to us. Well, that's true for all of us. And that is one part of the sad and bad things that God's going to put right. There's bigger things too, aren't there? We can all think of what this virus has done and changed our worlds. It's given us things to worry about. It's made we can't see our friends as often and in the ways that we like to. And in the bigger world, we know that there are still wars going on. There isn't enough food for people. There's injustice all over the world. But all of these things, God promises, one day, because of our resurrection hope, they will be put right. The last so what I wanted to mention today is huge, because actually we as followers of Jesus can live in a way that we are using the same power that brought Jesus back to life and will one day bring us back to life. We can use that power every day if he lives in us to live God's way. Our lives now have got huge purpose. We can do all sorts of things in God's power in our life today. In verse 32 of 1 Corinthians 15, it says this: I've gained nothing if the dead are not raised. I can say, let us eat and drink, because tomorrow we will die. Paul's saying here that if it's just about now, then we may as well just get on with the everyday things of life, because we might just die and then that's the end of it. But as Christians, we know that's not the end of it, don't we? And so it means that we can use that same power to live God's way, to show people God's love, to stand up against injustice, to tell people about Jesus and who he is, and to offer them the same hope for now and forever that we, his followers, have hope in his resurrection. This is good news, isn't it? Good news for me, good news for us, and good news for the world. Thanks for joining me today, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Bye.